It takes a while for
camera,
people to come in anyways. These people, it takes
What
takes
is up, world? How are we doing? Fellas are in the house, guys. It's Saturday. You know what that means. Saturday morning, 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. It's the Weekend Parlay Show. The fellas are in the house, guys. The boys are in here. We got a special guest appearance, a guest sighting by the Whitster himself. He is back. Look at him back and ready. But we are off and rolling, guys. We are live on YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok, ladies. I'm sorry, and X. Off and rolling, ready to get you the content you guys want. Our last show did really well, guys. Had some comments from you guys in the chat, which we love because then we can go off script and just kind of talk with you, what you hear and everything. So if you have any comments or anything, just be sure to comment it in the chat. We'll definitely get the ball rolling. But let's hop into today's show. Of course, North Glen's finest over to my left. If you're looking at the screen, we got the Sach man in the building. Sach, how we doing?
Not the finest today. I'll tell you that much. A little banged up. Had a little night out at the bar. Got a little headache going, but I managed to show up. That's just what it is. I show up. I think I got a good play today. A little sneaky one. It is a little homer pick. I don't want to. I'm not really big on the homer picks, but I do like this one. So, I'm ready to. I'm ready to see what the fellas got to chop up today, but feel good. Glad to be here. Glad to see Whit, E, the gang's all back. I haven't seen the crew together in a couple weeks, but Whit was out. Whit was out on the road. Had boots on ground on the other side of the country, but glad to have him back and looking forward to what we got to cook up.
Arizona,
absolutely.
I know.
Absolutely.
About a couple hours away.
Absolutely. Of course, we got the Whitster back in action today, guys. He's arose from the ashes. Whit, how we feeling?
Feeling good. I got my coffee black today. My picks are going to be as pure as that. Clean. They're going to hit. I like it. So I'm happy to be back. Spring training was awesome. If you ever get a chance to go down there, I've been down there about 7 times now. This year was pretty tame. Stayed away from the Dodgers, minus them playing the White Sox night game, and it was a little less ruckus there with Ohtani and stuff. But I think this baseball season is going to be exciting, man. I don't think the Dodgers are going to do. I think the West is going to be excited. I follow the NL West quite a bit, but I think the American League is going to be on fire. I think you got some real players over there with Houston, Texas. I think the Yankees are going to be there. Baltimore is going to be a year older. So, from a baseball standpoint, I'm super, super excited to get this baseball season started. So I'm happy to be back, but it was a great experience, 2024 spring training. So,
well, it's good to have you back, Whit. Always love you here. Real quick, guys, we got a lot of live listeners and watchers right now, looks like, in the chat. Be sure to drop some comments down below. We love answering your guys' questions. Anything sports talk you want to hear, just drop it in the comment section. We'll get the ball rolling. But this is the Parlay Show today. And, of course, we got to introduce the money man himself, Big E. E, how we doing?
Outstanding, excellent. Looking forward to the coming week. It's tournament time. A lot of the smaller NCAA teams are already in conference tournament, and then some of the bigger ones start next week. So, not ready for baseball yet, Whit. I got to finish up the basketball. Then it'll be time for that baseball. But it's an exciting week. Glad to be here. Thanks for having me, ZJ.
Thanks for being here, brother. Always appreciate you. Guys, we're in the house today. This is the Parlay Show, and we're going to get the ball rolling and moving. The fellas get together their top play of the weekend, and we put it into the parlay for you guys. Give it out to you for the public. See if you guys want to roll with us or not. We'll get started with you, Sach. What are we feeling today for the parlay?
First play, obviously, like I said, I'm going in the Warriors game, going up against San Antonio. I like Steph Curry is out, and there's one other guy that I really trust on this team to make the right play and get it going. I like Pods. Give me Brandon Pajemski over 11.5 points. In 3 games this year, he's averaged he scored 20 without Steph Curry in 3 games this year. He had 23, 13, and 23. And he scored 23 against Milwaukee, who's been terrible against guards all year long. And they're going up against another team in San Antonio who's awful against guards. They're 25th overall in points defense, 29th ranked in point guard defense, and then 25th in shooting guard defense. So that's just a perfect matchup for him. And the key factor that would make me fire this out for this play is Wembanyama is out once again. That's a big factor. And obviously, Podziemski, he's a driving guard. He can shoot the three. But with Wemby out and Steph Curry out, I think 11.5 is just a little too low. I like the value on it. You can get it like minus 115. And, I mean, like I said, 3 out of 3 games this year without Steph, he's been, a big contributor on the scoring side. And Steve Kerr trusts this guy more than anyone. This dude's playing 33 minutes a night, so he's going to get the minutes. He's not going to be benched. That's going to be my play, 11.5. What do you guys think about that one?
I like it.
I like it a lot, Sach. Like you said, with Wemby, everything.
Wemby and Steph scoring got to come somewhere. And there's no real movement on his line. Podziemski with Steph in the lineup was at like 10.5, 9.5. So you're basically just getting one more bucket without the best shooter of all time, who's obviously going to get a ton of volume. So I like Pods to go over 11.5 for us.
What do you think if because without Wemby, it could get ugly quick.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if this Warrior team has it in them to just dog them like that, to be honest. And and even the games that I watch when the Warriors do blow him out, he'll still play him till like almost the end. So I don't mind the blowout factor like at all. I don't think that'll happen personally.
What you cooking up there, Whit? You're on mute.
I'm going to go over to Duke, North Carolina. And the reason why North Carolina won, obviously, earlier this year. I think I'm not going money line. I'm going plus 5.5 for the Tar Heels to cover at Cameron. Here's the deal. Duke's averages 80 points a game, 81 points a game. North Carolina gives up 69 points a game. So I think defensively, usually they trade back and forth. They play the team tougher when they're on the road. So I like North Carolina to cover the 5.5 at Cameron. But another thing to look at is the over. The over's at 150. I like the over. I do think it'll be a rather high scoring game. I think it'll be 78, 72, something like that. So that would get you. But I'm going to go with plus 5.5 Tar Heels, and that's my play. I think they'll cover. We'll see who wins, but I think they'll cover that.
100%. Guys, we are live right now on YouTube, Twitch, and X. This is the Parlay Show, guys. We tossed together everyone's favorite play of the weekend. Giving you guys a parlay. We got 7 live viewers and listeners, guys. If you got any comments or questions, drop them below. Any conversation you want to hear us talk about or any play you want us to look at, let us know. We'll get to you and we'll add you to the show. We got Big E up next.
Hey, first and foremost, can somebody get Sach some water? He's up here choking to death. You guys act like you don't hear this. You good, Sach?
Producers, can we get?
Yeah, I forgot to put it on mute. I'm over here fucking coughing straight into the mic. But I've been smacking water, but the water's been flowing.
That looks like fucking the devil's nectar, dude. That looks like straight demon's blood, dude. What are you?
Little electrolyte packet.
Oh, that's just dark. Dilute.
Man had a rough night. Man had a late night.
Yeah, it was a rough one. And I feel like I'm coughing
Now,
up a lot. My bad. I'll be on mute.
So this morning's been wild, right? Because the lines are moving so fast. Last night I took the Bulls plus 8.5. That was going to be my play today, but it's already down to 6.5. So I don't like that. It adjusted quick. And same thing with Marquette. So I'm going to go with Creighton minus 1.5 at Villanova. They're tied for second in the Big East with Marquette. They don't want to lose that bye week, or that first bye game in the standings. So I think they'll go into Villanova. They're going to win today. It's minus 1.5. They'll probably win by like 5, I'm thinking. And then go with ZJ's route. It's also a revenge game. Villanova beat them at home when they retired Doug Dermott's jersey. It was pretty. Not an embarrassing game, but you never want to do that when you retire one of your legends' jerseys. And McDermott's dad is Creighton's coach. So I tied all that together, tried to get that ZJ emotional revenge pick as well, but as well as wanting to maintain that second seed. Yeah. So I think that goes at 3 or 5 today, Mountain Standard Time.
You must have got one of those.
Wait, you said the Villanova and Creighton game?
Yes.
Oh no, that's popping off at like 12:30.
All right, so get on it. What's the spread? Still 1.5?
-1.5. 12:30.
Let's do it.
2 hours. 2 hours till tip off.
I'll lead
Hop
off
on it, ladies and gents.
That and lead off again. Wow.
Lead off, baby. Hey. Here we go. Okay, guys. I like this. I like where our heads are at right now. I'm going to take us over to the Boston Phoenix Suns game right now in Phoenix. I really like this matchup here. I think with Boston and everything, they're figuring a lot of stuff out. Obviously, Jason Tatum was really silent in the game against Denver. He was kind of nowhere to be found. And as well as, if you remember the past previous games too, he was getting exposed, baby. Phoenix as well hung in with Denver, beat him overtime. So I love the matchup here. And for all you Hoops fans out there, Grayson Allen right now is leading the NBA and 3-point percentage, which is hot. He's coming to his own. He's coming into a great role player for this Phoenix team, especially with Devin Booker being out. Now we'll see what happens tonight. So far, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown are questionable to play, as well as Devin Booker is on the questionable too. So I kind of want to see where that lines up. However, nonetheless, in Phoenix, I like the Suns tonight. I think they're going to get some stuff done. You can get +5.5 right now for the spread. However, we're going to juice it down for the play of the parlay. We're going to get them at +6.5 at -130. Really like this, guys, especially with how Grayson Allen's been shooting the tray ball. You still got Kevin Durant, Bradley Beal in here. And if Ben Booker does make a return, he's questionable right now. So we'll see. I think this is going to be a great game. I do believe Jason Tatum is going to step back up again. I think he'll have a high-scoring game, but I think it's going to switch now. I think Jaylen Brown is going to kind of be a little silent tonight. But again, we're rolling with the Phoenix Suns in Phoenix +6.5, ladies and gents, at -130. We will lock that in.
Nice. I like it. I like that game. There's a couple games today. I like that Warriors game with Curry out. I think it'll be a little bit more interesting than playing the Spurs, although Spurs got 10, 13 wins. But, yeah, I like that. I like seeing I'm interested in the Duke, North Carolina. I'm definitely watching the Boston. I'm going to switch immediately over to the Boston-Phoenix game.
Yeah, so we'll go ahead and I went and slammed those in just for the parlay, just so we get that out there real quick for the viewers and listeners. So my play, I'm going Brandon Podziemski on the Warriors over 11.5 points. Then we got Witt's pick +5.5 for North Carolina versus Duke. And then E's pick of Creighton -1.5. And then we got ZJ Phoenix Suns +6.5. So 4 legs comes out to 1,058 +1,000. So it's a +1,000 parlay banger. +1,000 parlay banger.
Slam it.
Like Podziemski, North Carolina, Creighton, Suns.
Let's go, guys. There we go, ladies and gents. The parlay of Saturday. Let us know what you think in the comment sections. I'm off and rolling. What you got, E?
I was going to say, who's batting cleanup? Who's the last game of that parlay?
I think it's Phoenix.
Who's all the way coming down on?
It's Pods and Phoenix.
Yeah.
Podziemski and Phoenix, they're both at 6:30.
All right.
So E's lead off.
Hey, you got E's lead off.
In the 2-hole.
Yeah. You never want to be the guy that kills it. Me and E, like E's probably going to win. I'll be the guy that drops the baton. Like, I'm not going to say that, but it's like you never want to be the guy that doesn't give you a chance. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I just, as long as we get through me and E, it's over to you two. So
I think we got a good one. We got a great one today, ladies and gents. Let us know in the comment section, guys. We're going to chill for the next probably 15 minutes or so, just talking more sports. If you guys got any questions, comments, or any plays you want us to look at, we'll get all our statistics out for you guys. Just leave us a comment in the chat right now, and we'll get this thing firing. Throw some questions our way. We got you guys.
E, what you got today? I know you got a couple more cooked up.
I do. I'll be back on the social media with a video, so you guys check in for that. 10-2 on the week. Sorry, 10-4 on the week. So went 2-2 last night, but yeah, I'll put those out on the socials a little later. I got a couple more plays, so just want to see. These lines are moving fast today. It's like the nation's just betting. It's almost like live betting. When I go to put it in and I see it move a point, half a point, that's a big deal, So shop around, as we always say. But I'll get some stuff out this afternoon as well, probably in a couple of hours, actually.
We got the Whitster putting a banger on the parlay. Damn.
Hey, go big or go home. I like it. I believe in you guys. I believe in us. I've been out, but I've seen we're gonna hit it. We're gonna hit it.
That'd be nice.
Especially E leading off. You know what I mean? I just got to make sure that I'm going against my Dukies. Not really going against them. We'll see who wins. I just think North Carolina's going to cover. That game is always back and forth. Like, those teams are very evenly matched. Both of them going for their 25th win. Both of them 24-6. 7th ranked versus number 9. 7 miles separates them. I think, North Carolina has a better coach, more experience. I like them to cover the 5.5. And as much as I want Duke to win, I hope they win by less than 5.5.
Duke is going for if they win, they get the co-title with North Carolina, right?
Yeah. Yep. So that's a big thing. So I think North Carolina wants it now. I do think Duke's going to be motivated because, North Carolina talking a little shit. Hey, ACC comes to us, et cetera, et cetera. So I think it's going to be different. But when I think it comes down, like, McCain's a bad boy, but he's a freshman. And at home, historically in the series, the players haven't played as well at home. Now, the Stars have, when you go back to Jay Will, you go back to Reddick, you go back to those guys. But lately, the one-and-dones haven't played as good at home. It's like they play better on the road because they know they're coming into that rather than all their friends, all the student body, everyone watching them. I feel like they feel more pressure in their own arena. So that's why I think North Carolina is gonna cover the plus 5.5 on the road. I think it's going to be a tight game, back and forth. Usually you see teens of lean changes, like 5 to 10 ties. So you're going to see 25 different switches. I wouldn't be surprised to see that throughout the game. That's just an exciting game. 3:30, I will be at a watering hole having some cold beverages with a Blue Mountain on them for sure, watching that game, and then immediately jetting home for the Warriors or for the Celtics Suns game.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Pretty decent slate today, NBA wise and everything. But like E said, I'm just looking at it now. I mean, I've probably logged in 3 times since we've been on the show, and yeah, the lines are changing like crazy everywhere. So you can see the public's kind of divided right now with what's going on, obviously line wise. So we'll see. That's why it's important for all the viewers and listeners out there, especially when we opened up the show. Make sure you guys are locking in your bets, the ones you choose and decide to do. Make sure you lock those in early, guys. Because you'll see once it gets later to game time and everything, your line is definitely going to change. You want to get the most bang for your buck, the best value you can get. And that's what we try to do for you guys on the show, especially through Monday through Friday, guys, 6:30 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. We do all the NBA player props early in the morning for you guys so you can get the best possible line for your bets, as well as Ease tossing out his plays every day, spreads, type of money line type plays, NCAA and NBA. Again, he's doing that usually around noon, guys, just to get you some early lines and everything. That's so important in sports gambling. You want to get the best bang for your buck and the best line possible. You don't want it to jump on you.
That's correct.
For sure. NBA. What do y'all? We had a pretty good, robust discussion on the NBA prior to going live. What's everyone's thought? Is Joker back in good standing amongst the American people in the NBA Association, or is he still not getting his due there, ZJ?
Joke, the Nuggets roll in. They beat
his microphone is annoying.
And be yourself. Don't hold back.
Yeah,
like,
don't hold back.
No,
the way you tap that microphone is the way you need to speak.
Played Boston twice this year. Boston's the number 1 team in the East. Beat them both times. Joker has solidified his spot for the MVP award. He's gonna win it. We knew that going into this and everything. Didn't have to hide that. But I'll tell you what. There's a lot now changing over there in the Western Conference, just with everyone in general. We'll see what happens with the Thunder. But big news, right? Karl Anthony Towns, huge blow to the Timberwolves over there. That was a team, honestly, that I think got better this year. They were pretty scary to play. We in the finals. That was a very competitive matchup with the Timberwolves in Denver. And now with Karl Anthony Towns out, we'll see what happens. I mean, that's definitely a huge blow to him. Obviously, that's something I didn't like to see because I love when teams are fully loaded. I want to play the best and everything. So, seeing what's on the Clippers, too, right now over in the West, I don't really know what to make with them. I was telling Sach the other night when we were on the Nightcap show, they're a very good team on paper and everything. They got the guys they need to get them there. However, they cannot close games. In the fourth quarter, just seem to scramble around and cannot close. So we'll see what happens there. And then again, we just go back to OKC. Such a huge impact, a huge young team. We'll see how they do in the playoffs. No veteran presence or anything over there. So we'll see how the young guys get them going. I think they could do really good, though, and everything. And then, like I said, again, just with the East, I mean, I've been saying this for the past 2 years. Celtics are great and everything in the regular season, but when it comes to the playoffs, they just seem to falter. They don't really know who to lean on and everything. So now they've made it to the finals and everything. Obviously, the Eastern Conference Finals, all that stuff, great accomplishments. But at the end of the day, the job is to get the win. That's why you're there and everything. So we'll see what happens. But what do you guys got?
Hey, ZJ, I got a hot take for you. Go out and play it today if there's even a market for it. But I'm taking the field. Boston is not going to make it out the East. Take the field. They don't have a dog in the fight. They're 29-4 against the spread. That tells you right there that they're not winning games that they should be winning. And when you watch these games, you watch that game. The Denver game was nice, but there's no dog in them. There's teams out in the East that I would not be surprised if a team like the Heat takes Boston out. There's just too many dogs out there that, to your point, Tatum is a Hall of Fame player, but he's not the leader. He's not going to rally. They don't rally around him, Boston's not coming out the East. I can almost guarantee you that. I can't tell you who it's going to be. Philly getting Embiid back. I know they lost last night, but Milwaukee's starting to pick it back up again. You still got the Heat. You got the Knicks getting healthy. It's not going to be this cakewalk that everybody just thinks because they're leading the East right now. But I'm not saying they're not a good team. They're going to be in trouble come playoff time.
Yeah, no, exactly what you're saying. It's great too. We forget too that they just lost to Cleveland as well, right? That was a huge one.
Is
That's another team in the East.
And I know, yeah. So we'll go right here. Obviously Celtics leading. Then you have Cleveland, Milwaukee, the Knicks, the Magic, Heat, 76ers, and then the Pacers right there in the 8th spot. Yeah, it's crazy. You're going to really find out. Obviously, the Celtics have the talent there, right? But that can only take you so far to what he's saying. I mean, the Cavs are looking pretty nice right now. The Cavs are a team that's got some dog in them, right? Kind of like that nothing to lose type of mindset mentality. With Knicks too. Knicks are always a team that starts to shock you in the playoffs, as we've seen as of late, which I like. I really like to see the Knicks make a good run and everything. And again, Sach has been touching on this a lot. The Milwaukee Bucks are going to be something to be messed with when it comes to playoff time. A lot of people were getting down on them early because of Doc Rivers coming in, but you had to give them time to develop and build to what Sach was saying earlier. And they're going to be really good. They're going to be ready to go. And then with what he said with the Heat are always scary. Here's the thing about the Heat. Playoff Jimmy Butler is honestly like he is one of those players that you don't see often when it comes to playoff time. I mean, that guy is an absolute dog. He's a different beast in the playoffs, and he will kill you in the playoffs if you let him have it and everything. And then, of course, Sixers getting Embiid back. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah,
and real quick, and then I'll let you guys finish up. Just really quick. The thing is, too, right? We talk about it all the time. There's levels to the game. In the regular season, it's not a best out of 5, best out of 7. We do a walkthrough before the game and we have a scouting report. It's very minimal. But once you start the playoffs and the level picks up, and you're starting to look at, okay, this is how we're going to stop Porzingis. This is how we're going to box Brown out. This is how we're doing these things. I don't think Boston, and they proved me wrong. They could prove me wrong. Has the fight for that. Yes, they're rolling through the regular season, but you didn't bring it up to that level of play that's out there. You know, now it's going to go into some tough ball, and we'll see what they do. I don't think they have that. Yeah, that's it. I'll hear what you guys say.
No, I agree. I think that obviously playoffs are more physical. I do like the Bucks. I like what the Bucks are doing as long as they keep Patrick Beverley off the floor or at least the ball out of his hands. That dude is like a walking turnover. Like it's like he looks like it's awful to watch. I was watching tonight, air ball, turn the ball over, looking at his teammates, throwing the ball, hitting a teammate in the head. It's like he had 4 or 5 trips down the floor. It's like, dude, get this guy back on the bench, man. Like single-handedly losing the quarter for you. But I do like Milwaukee just because they've been there before. I think they can be physical. The Clippers on the West, I don't trust them. I don't know when Westbrook is going to come back. But I'm with E. I don't know that Boston comes out of the East. I think they make it to the Eastern Conference Finals. I just don't think they come out of the East. I think all the Western Conference and Eastern Conference is going to be super freaking entertaining. The most entertaining is going to be the 7th, 8th seed play-in games. Those 3 games, you got Dallas, you got Golden State, you got Sacramento, you got LA. It doesn't matter who they play. Those 2 games are going to be good, and then the play-in for the 8th spot is going to be good. So I don't think I think those teams may switch positions, but I think those 4 teams are here to stay. Barring a crazy injury and Houston slides up into one of those slots. But I think that is going to be a great introductory to the NBA playoffs from the Western side. And in the East, you know, I just think Spoelstra is just a class of his own when it comes to coaching in the East. A lot of people think Tibbs, from a New York standpoint, is going to wear that team down by the time they get there. I don't think so. They're young enough to persevere through that, I think, and I think they'll make some noise as well. And then Cleveland is just another team. It's like they could just fill it up, man, on any given night. Garland, Mitchell, those dudes can ball. So I think Boston's going to have a difficult time where I think they have to exert more energy to get to the finals than I think Denver will. You know, that's just where I think. And if they both get there, or if they do get there, I think that Denver will be fresher, barring any injury to Joker or Murray. But they got the 2 big wings that can stop Boston as well. I don't think Boston makes it there, but I think Denver wins the title again.
I mean, I think we should pump the brakes a little bit on the Boston Celtics slander. I mean, they just went 13-1. Like before these last 2 games, they were on a 13-1 fort. Like, I mean, they just went 13-1, blowing teams out the water. They just lost to the Cavs at Cleveland by 1 point. A game they should have won. They were up by like 20 points or like 15 in the 4th quarter. Lost to the Denver Nuggets in Denver by 6 without Tatum really performing too good. So, I mean, the recency bias with the last 2 games and the Nuggets game, like I think, like, you know, they're still a good team. I think they're still a good team.
Yeah,
Jason Tatum just had a bad game.
It's not recency bias for me. I'm just saying, who's their playoff dog?
No, I know not from
Brown. That's it. When the East starts now planning on that, and we're actually scheming out stuff to stop these guys, what are they doing? Yeah, Porzingis is open on the 3 all the time. That's not going to be like that in the playoffs because it's a different level. And there's skill, and then like you guys play ball yourself, and then there's those heart guys that are just out there balling. I think for the Celtics, it's Brown, but who else?
And
has Porzingis ever showed you he steps up? Has Porzingis ever showed you he's going to lead it? As you know, or has Tatum up until this point shown that?
Well, I think Drew Holiday's their leader. I think he's their leader because he's an older guy, veteran, just won a championship a couple years ago. Defensive guy, which is extremely important for him. I think they'll be all right. I think they'll make it to the finals. That's just my opinion. They have the best starting 5 in basketball, in my opinion, where they can anyone could go get it. But the thing that I would say that makes it scary is they they don't have like a system when they close games. Like it's either Derek White, you're hot, you go. Tatum, you go. Brown, you go. When I watch the Nuggets and it's a close game, I love how the Nuggets close games. They close game because you know they're going to get a quality shot every time down the court.
Yeah.
With the Celtics, you see them sometimes in this crunch time, they're just standing around, one guy's dribbling it, not one pass is made, and it's just hero ball, go make a play. When the Nuggets are down a couple points with 3-4 minutes left, they're still swinging the rock, passing it to everyone. So I think the Nuggets, that's what has gotten them so far, is they close games better than any team in the NBA.
Hey, Sach, man,
any team in the NBA.
Did you just provide discovery to mine and E's argument? They should have won a game that they were up 20 against the Cavs. Tatum doesn't show up in a big game against the Nuggets that was nationally televised, and then they have problems closing out games. I mean, you were like, stop with the slander, but then you just slandered them in a very professional manner on the other side. So you started with it, but then you gave a bunch of proof why you may not believe in them. So, I don't know.
Well, I'm saying, that's how a lot of basketball is played. I'm saying in the playoffs, that's the only scary thing. I still like them they don't really have to close that many games because they're up by so damn much. Like in their little stretch, they're just blowing teams out. There's really no, I'm looking right now, there was really no close game at all. So I think these last two games, they probably just didn't know how to close because they were winning by 15 plus. And it's probably a good little wake up, hey, this is a close game. They're probably like, oh shit, we just won 13 games in a row, and we haven't been in this for over a month and a half, 2 months. And I think that's where it started to really start to kill them this last two games. And I'm not saying it to back up my argument, but they really didn't have a close game for over a month and a half. Not a month and a half, but a month.
That's true.
That also goes against who they're playing, though.
Okay. Well, against who they're playing, you were just giving Jokic praises because he's scoring triple doubles against fucking the Wizards. Jokic again, a triple double. It goes against who they're playing against. It always goes against who they're playing against when it's everyone else, but when it's the Nuggets, they're just fucking good.
But that's what that's what he's saying though with his argument with your guys and everything is it's going to be different come playoff time. I mean, yeah, they're blowing out. They're blowing out.
Have made it to the championship though. They're not. They know how to get there.
They're blowing out
the Celtics. Know how to get there.
They're blowing out the Warriors.
They got Drew Holiday, who's won. They know how to get there.
I love that. You are 100%. You are 100% right. And everything you said, I completely agree with you. Drew Holiday should be the voice of the team. They don't know how to close games right now. They're winning by a large margin
because they're never in them.
But here's the thing, Sach. You go into a 5-game, 6-game series over there. To what he's saying too, there's some dogs over there in the East that are going to knock you off your block.
And you're saying the Celtics aren't dogs? You're saying Derek White ain't a dog? Jason Tatum ain't a dog. Jaylen Brown ain't a dog.
Jason Tatum is not a dog.
I'm telling you right now. I'm
not gonna sit. No.
Jaylen Brown scored 41 points, and Jason Tatum can't even help the guy out.
How many times has Jason Tatum carried Jaylen Brown's funky ass all these games?
Funky ass.
Hey,
I don't know, man.
Jaylen Brown has gotten carried by Jason Tatum too.
That's why.
But I would say, as a career, Jaylen Brown has had a better playoff resume. But Jason Tatum, it's one bad game. It's all right.
Jason Tatum has choked him a lot. Him and Booker, I'm telling you, they give you 27.5 plus, and they fucking lose. That's just what they do, and they don't show up in the game that matters. They don't fucking show up. That's just the way Jason Tatum. Who's going to step up and lead that team? They don't have anybody. That team. That Jason Tatum is so frustrating. Devin Booker is so frustrating. These dudes are so frustrating because they don't have that dog in them, and they want to be Hall of Famers. It's just so frustrating to watch. You know what I mean? Joker wants to step on your throat. The Joker wants to win. Silently, he just wants to win, and he has it in him. But
you guys remember last year's playoff series? It was Boston and Miami, right? Why do you think was one of the main reasons why Miami won that series? It was completely because the Celtics got out-coached. Eric Spoelstra just knew what he was doing coaching-wise. They were out-coached, and that just goes to show with the veteran presence you have on a certain team. And obviously, like we was talking about, Jimmy Butler is an absolute dog and everything, but they were just that
there
Miami
we go, BG. Tell him, bro. They don't believe me. He's gonna show up, bro. I'm telling you.
He's supposed to show up every year. Every year.
They went to the finals,
this,
bro.
JT that. Every
He's
year.
first team All NBA 2 years in a row.
Miami was in the finals.
Great. He's the
No,
Dan
I'm saying the
Marino
year
of the
before he went to
NBA.
the finals.
Yeah.
And
Hey,
when he
I
lost
think
the
that
finals, he went up
Boston
against
coaches-
Steph Curry with his hair on fire.
But you look at again, like, man, this was a great debate too. All I'm telling you, my hot take is Boston's not coming out the East, and that turned into they suck.
Because Whit and
you
ZJ are
went
like
to the no respect train on it. It's like,
Whit and
there's no
ZJ are slandering Tatum like he's a piece of garbage.
I think BG's comment said it
Tatum
all.
is a great player.
BG
He's one of the top 10 players in the NBA.
Bro, BG's comment says all. Tatum is going to show up this year. Anyone who's shown up, don't get a comment like that in the chat. BG, I don't know if you're doing squats or shooting basketballs at a circus, but that profile picture is deceptive. But he's saying it real. He's like, he's going to show up this year. Did you ever
Shout
hear
out
RJ
BG.
to
Shout
show up
out
this
BG.
year? Kobe's going to show up this year? That's not what happens. Like, the dude is going to show up this year. Come on, man. They paid him all this money. They put Jaylen Brown. They got a 1-2, and the dude hasn't showed up. And when the spotlight has been the brightest, he's been the dimmest light next to Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown has carried him in those games. That's just the way I feel. I don't like him. I don't like Booker. They're expensive, 27.5 points a game. They don't move the needle on your team. I don't like them, man. Booker can't put the ball on and get to the rack on his own. Tatum can. So there's a difference there. Tatum can also shoot the three better than Booker. But at the end of the day, like, Tatum can take over a game. Booker can take over a game. But Tatum's got to step up. He's longer. He's a better wing defender. But he doesn't do that. He's like, dude, 15 points, 19 points against Denver in a nationally televised game, dude. You'd never see that from Kobe or MJ. Never. And they try to compare. You wouldn't even see that from LeBron. Like, if you're scoring 15 to 19, you got double-digit rebounds and assists. Or you have 5-6 steals. Like, where is he impacting the game differently when he doesn't score? That's my problem with those two players right there. But I don't dislike them. I think their coach is trash. I think as soon as they get the moment, dude, you're telling me that cat gets in your grill and anyone on this podcast is scared of that dude. He ain't moving the needle. The dude's a fucking thermometer. He's not a thermostat. He's not changing the ball in that locker room. He's just taking the temperature. That's the whole problem with last year when they get all dysfunctional in the playoffs. He lacked leadership. He's not an alpha, and he can't inspire alpha males in the doldrums. And if they get down, that dude's not inspiring you. He don't inspire me. And I watched the guy in the interview. He looks like a he looks like a UPS driver. And he's in there coaching the Boston Celtics, he's not inspiring those alpha elite males, dude. He's not.
Here's what I want to say real quick. This will be
I love it,
here's what I'll real quick. Completely agree with Whit on the JT side of things, Jason Tatum. I disagree with him on Devin Booker. I think Devin Booker's great. To our shout out our guy BG again. Shout out BG to your question or your statement, whatever you're making. If you have to say that Tatum is gonna show up this year, you shouldn't have to say that. You shouldn't have to say about a certain he's gonna show up this year. This goes back, and he knows about this. You with the whole lion argument. A lion never has to tell anyone he's a lion. Just look at him and you already know he's a lion. If he has to start telling you he's a lion, he's not a lion.
When has he ever told anyone?
Bro, he's humbly, I'm one of the best players in the NBA.
Is that confidence? Because if that was Kobe,
I don't know. It's just after he said that, it just went downhill and everything. I'm not saying Jason
go downhill. They just went 13-1
in the NBA. But again, you shouldn't have to say someone
went
is gonna show up in the playoffs.
They just went on a 13-1 binge.
Okay,
you can look at his box score.
Okay, so can you go through who they played for me? You can't just say 13-1 and not go through who they just played though.
Well, what about when the Nuggets just destroyed bad teams? I literally just went over that.
I mean, that's all great, but look, I'm seeing Washington, Brooklyn Nets,
wild,
Washington, Brooklyn Nets, Warriors, Orleans, Indiana. Like, what do you want me to do with that? What do you
Philly, New York, Chicago, Brooklyn, Miami, Washington.
Like a bad one.
It's the NBA. You still got to win. Like, you still have to go win.
No, I hear you, Sock.
You're still going up against NBA players that are in the NBA
They
because
have.
they're
I'm
good.
not arguing with you with their team. They have the best team on paper. I'm not arguing that. I agree with that. I agree with that. On paper, they have the best team in the NBA, starting five wise. But we're gonna find. That's the beauty of sports is we're always gonna find out. We're
I
gonna
want the
find out in
Celtics
a
to win. I want
5-game,
the Celtics to win so
7-game
fucking
series.
bad now.
What
I
goes
want the
on? and
Celtics to
everything.
win. I'm not even a Celtics guy. I want them to hoist that Larry O'Brien.
You don't want them to win.
Hey,
This is going to get played back one way or another for all of us. Right?
It is. If you're,
One way or another, this clip will be played back.
you know,
One of us will be right, one will be wrong.
He used to tell me there's 10 bad motherfuckers on this base, and 9 of them send me Christmas cards. You know what I mean? So I'm just letting you know that ain't Tatum. 9 people ain't sending that motherfucker Christmas cards. He's a bad motherfucker, but he ain't top dude. In my mind, he ain't the dude. He's not the dude. And Porzingis, we shown that he ain't been able to stay healthy. So come playoff time, he may be a non-factor. And
The beauty of this too is we're gonna find out a little something today too, because of course we got them going up against the Suns. We have the Suns for the parlay. We're gonna see what happens. If all is true, and I'm huge on mindset, Sachi know this. If all is true, if he's that dude, he'll find a way to win this game. He will find a way to have 30 plus points and get his team involved. We'll see what happens. I don't know. I just think he's gotten silent, and he's been silent in the play. He has the most turnovers in playoff history. Like he falters when it comes to the big games. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying he's not great. He's a great player. I would love to have him on the Nuggets. Yeah, I would love to have him on any team.
I think we're getting to a point now in the NBA where you have to go back to like if you go back to like the Last Dance where it's like Jordan just figured out, he just scored, but he figured out how to win the game. It was just I'm just figuring out how to win the game. There's so many players now that can score. There's so many players that can score. So someone on the other team is going to get 30 a night. Every team has a volume guy, 25 to 30 a night. So you need to say, okay, Jaylen Brown's going off the other night. How do I impact the game in a different way? How do I move the needle in a different way? It's not my night. And you still get your 15. But I think players, that's where everyone wants to score. It's like, okay, that's why Draymond's so important. That's why, they got Drew Holiday. That's why there's players that move the needle because they'll do other things. And I just think Boston is like confused with, like you said at the end of the game, but a lot of times in the game they get confused. Like when Jalen's hot, it's like Tatum gets dejected. I think Jalen always gets.
And he was hot. He had a teammate that wasn't missing.
Yeah, absolutely. But okay, so now assert your energy on the defensive end of the floor. Hey, this guy's hot. I don't need to do that tonight. So let me go get 5 steals, 4 steals. Let me go get 14 rebounds.
That's a lot. He had 2 steals.
Hey, he's a Hall of Famer, man. We already anointed Hall of Famer. He's a lion. We use some pretty strong adjectives for him. It's not like we came on here and said he's trash. I would take him over Booker. FYI, ZJ.
I just don't want the recency bias to kick in. I try to be the guy on the show that let me break it down.
We got to take
Let me break it down.
Hey, ZJ, can you walk over there and take his BAC? Like, I don't know. He might still have a little bit of the nectar in him from last night.
I still might be drunk.
You might be.
You might be. Real quick. We got 17 live viewers and listeners, guys. Shout out to you guys for tuning into the Parlay Show today. Hopefully you guys locked in that parlay. Let us know what you're thinking. Throw us some more comments, though. Questions in the comment section. Shout out to our guy, BG, for sending in a little comment and everything. Always post your guys' comments on the show. Talk about them. We'll get you involved. That's what we love to do here. We love sharing picks with you guys, make you a little more money in your pocket, as well as we love talking sports. So if you got anything you want to add, throw a little comment in the chat and we'll put it on the show, guys. Love having you guys here. Appreciate all of you guys. A good conversation today, and I love it. We're going to keep it firing and whatnot. What you got? I could tell he's got some
fucking salty Saturday over here for Soch, man.
No, I just get passionate.
Sox is still brewing. That's all what I was laughing about. He's still fired up. He's ready to drop more F-bomb.
Hang on. I got it.
You guys can imagine how me and ZJ have we're only on a show. Imagine me and ZJ in the house. That's how the arguments get. Is he's just over there?
Me and Soch get. Hey, here's what I'll say about the kid. The kid's got heart. He's got passion. When Soch is fired up, he'll get something going. He'll get it done. We get fired up a lot. When we were watching the Super Bowl together, halftime comes on, Usher's coming on. I'm excited just to see Usher because I think it's great R&B artist. Sach is so heated with his picks. He's not even watching the halftime. He could care less. He's on his phone just. Everyone's dancing in the bar. Sach
You're so full of shit. You're so full of shit, ZJ.
Hey, first of all, Sach, you could care less.
I wasn't mad about my bets.
No, you were just looking for the next ones for like halftime.
Oh yeah, I was looking for a halftime bet that hit.
But that's how passionate and fired
no
up.
one was
Sach
dancing.
Plays, guys.
DJ, you said 10 words the whole day at the game.
I was locked in.
You were just sitting there. You fucking lied. There was nobody dancing either. You're full of shit.
Why do I picture you guys walking out right now of the studios and you guys just converging in the hallway? You first, you first. No, you, and just like both running into each other, trying to squeeze down the hall. Two alpha hamsters coming out of a cage when they get done here.
Hey, where'd you guys go for the game?
We went to a bar, 3070.
Yeah, local bar. It's called 3070. It's a pretty cool one. Local sports bar and everything. Probably gonna.
They dance at the sports bar.
No,
we'll be out
dancing. He's so full of shit, bro.
We'll be out and about tonight.
There was we didn't want none. I didn't want to see none of those girls dance there.
We'll probably be out and around tonight, checking in on the games. It's our boy Bailey's birthday, our third roommate, and ex-college ball player. So shout out to our boy Bailey. Happy birthday to him. We'll be out and about for some more content for you guys while plays are going and everything. But shout out to our guy B Stevens and whatnot. But good conversation today, guys. Throw some more comments. We got a couple more minutes to go in the show, so nothing too crazy. But of course, we got the Whitster back in-house in the building and everything. He's been out on boots on ground. He's been checking out not only facilities, but he's checking out bars in other towns too. So we've been getting his review on everything. But it was a special day since Whit's back, so I thought we'd just throw this back for all the fans and the listeners.
Why you always trying to put me on blast, man? I think I don't even. You got me speechless. But at the same time, I just go back to like, if you think you're a bad motherfucker, if there's 10 of you, 9 of them better send you Christmas cards. And that's what he used to tell me when I was in the game. Like I said, be nobody but yourself in a world that's trying everything to make you somebody else. That's a little E.E. Cummings for you. I got put on the spot here. Been out in Phoenix, Arizona, spring training. Checked out some bars, went live. Probably a little tipsy during those videos. So I apologize to Sach and E. But hey, if you're a bad motherfucker and there's 10 of you or there's 5 of you, 4 of them better send you Christmas cards or 9 of them better send you Christmas cards. That's not Jason Tatum. So that's my wisdom of the day. Go Suns, cover the spread, finish out that 4-leg parlay today.
Absolutely, guys. There it is. Wit's wisdom. You'll find that.
Change the book color, number 1. And then 2, let me know in advance. Like, you just got me over here. I'm on a treadmill. We've been running the whole time, and you want me to switch gears and just get into some deep shit.
And he does.
I'm worried more about Sach's mental health. My focus is not on the wisdom. I almost went with the mental health quote for Sach just so he doesn't fucking rail you when you guys come out the studio.
I think the yelling got me sobered up.
There you go. But no, I need to get out to Denver. It's a direct flight, or you guys need to come out to San Diego. But I know E doesn't travel, so he's like John Madden.
San Diego's a doable thing. I like San Diego. Sunshine and ocean, you can't beat that, man.
Yeah, I got San Diego. I got Sarge, man, the Jeep, no top. Come out here free of charge. You ain't even got to hang out with me. You know what I mean? We can still be video connected, but if I take y'all down to PB or Del Mar or La Jolla or fucking OB or Mission Beach, me and E would just be chaperones because it's young down there. You won't need glasses though, E. You won't need glasses.
I like it. So question, since ZJ was speaking about my picks earlier and trying to talk for me, I got a question he has. Is there a place where he can go dance with other sports fans in a bar during the halftime?
fucking no one was dancing, bro. I was like, I couldn't believe he was saying that. He was trying to make me. He always tries to make me sound like I'm some like
just Debbie Downer.
He always thinks I'm bad. Ever since I've known him, he throws these little jabs, like little shots at you. He don't think that I like pick up on him. I know what he's doing. It's always been that way, bro.
No, I was saying too though. With that's how passionate and fired up Sach is with the plays. Like Sach really puts his heart and soul into some of these plays, and you can see his record reflects it and everything. So that's what I'm trying to say.
Man,
he's a competitive. What makes Sach and I get on Sach and I give him some jabs every now and then. What makes him so great is how competitive he is, and that's why he does what he does with the pigs and gents. That's why Sach's record shows for itself.
Every time I see you guys get into something like that, and I see y'all up against the wall like that, I always picture like the other's hand going through a wall at some point, grabbing the other by the
just right here.
Yeah, just right through the throat. Be like, that's just what I picture. Like just, you know what I mean? So I was like, dude, these guys, they can hear each other yelling. You're in the same building. So it's just.
But
he does that at the gym. We'll be at the gym lifting, and he'll put like 2 plates on. And he'll look at me and he's like, it's going to be heavy, Sach. And I'm like, oh, what? What the fuck? I'm like, bro, I can do that. Like, what are you talking about?
He's like, scooch over me a little further. Scooch over me a little further.
And our other roommate was like, yeah, I'll be lifting. And ZJ out of nowhere would be like, come on, you got it. And he's like, the fuck?
ZJ has
bro.
ZJ has no couth or no care about what's going on. Like me, I know I'm a little bit more boisterous here, but like out in public, I'm like a little bit more, hey, let me do my thing. ZJ would be at a bar. Let's go. Let's get some cold beers. Hops, baby, hops. I'm like, yo, dude, we were just drinking beer, super quiet, you know, like ZJ just gets on these motivational speeches. We need to do Zach Zingers instead of Wits Wisdom.
Oh yeah,
it's like we got another. We're wrapping up today's show. We got another comment. Go ahead, E. Go ahead before I fire.
I was going to bring that up. BJ's got a question.
BJ's back.
We'll fire this out. Shout out our guy BJ again with the comments, guys. Shoot us some comments real quick. Got about 9 minutes left in the show. BJ says, "Who do we think is coming?" BG thinks, "Who do we think is coming out of the East?" We'll start with Sach.
I'm gonna keep it short.
Here we go.
I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. Short and sweet. I'm gonna give me the Celtics. For anyone, we got a bunch of new listeners in here. I just think they got the best starting 5 in basketball on paper. They, they obviously, they're winning the East for a reason, winning a lot of games, and they like I said, the Achilles heel for this team is they have so many good players that can go out and score 25 plus. But I think obviously in the playoffs, when it gets down to it, it's going to be Tatum and Brown that are going to have to take them over the hump. And I do think that this is the year to get to the finals, and that's the question: who's coming out of the East? So give me the Celtics. I think it'll be the Celtics and the Bucks in the Eastern Conference Finals. I'm just go with the better starting 5. I just got to throw this out there. Another dude out there on the Bucks, Jay Crowder. This guy don't do jack shit, bro. Sorry, I just had to throw that out there. I was just thinking about it. Jay Crowder's a bum.
Yeah, that's just out of nowhere. Like you talking about one relationship.
Oh, no, I have one of the most sickening. Jay Crowder lost me $5,000 one time. He lost me $5,000.
So you got trauma.
I'm traumatized, bro, from Jay Crowder. I won't ever like him. Good player. I'll take him on the Warriors, but I mean, I've just watched these games. He don't do nothing. But question, I'm gonna not get sidetracked. Give me the Celtics.
I'm going to go with – I'm not ready to lock down on one team. I'm going to go with the field, like E said, against Boston, and here's why. When you look at opponents' points per game in the top 6 teams, everyone has given up 109 points per game. Of 5 of those teams are giving up 109 points per game, and they all have a plus. However, Milwaukee's given up 117. I don't think it'll be Milwaukee. I think they give up too many points. I don't think they can play defense, and I think you'll see the point totals go down, obviously, with the physical play and the way it's officiated in the playoffs. So I like the field. I wouldn't rule out New York. I wouldn't rule out Cleveland, even Miami in the 6th spot. And then obviously, you got Indiana and stuff. But you got the top 8 teams with a point differential of plus 1 or 2 points, the lowest being Miami at just over half a point. So the East is incredibly competitive, and I think that there's more defense over there. So I think I'm going to go with the field right now. We'll lock it down when the playoffs start. I'll give you another pick, BG. But I do want to know: are you shooting hoops at a circus, or are you doing deadlifts or squats? I can't see, brother. But give us another shout out and let us know who you think is coming out of the East, because you said Tatum is stepping up this year. That make you a Boston fan, or are you looking for someone else to come out?
BG's my guy because I think he's on the Boston train. But let me know. Let us know in the comments.
Yeah,
he's at an arcade, bro. I think he's at an arcade.
BG, I'll say I got Denver coming out the West. I think that's a consensus. May not be consensus, but I like Denver in the West. I see the question there. The East, I'm a hold off to the playoff start because there's just too many variables, right? I just don't believe Boston will make it out. But is Embiid going to come back healthy for Philly? Can the Knicks get their squad back before we go? And then if they do, how healthy are those guys going to be? So I think once playoffs start, I'll definitely have a lock for who it'll be. Cleveland's been gaming. This is the East. Everyone talks about the West being this all-star stellar 10-team lineup of stuff. The East is going to be a battle. The East is going to be tough, right? So it could be Boston. I just don't believe it. But I'm not as starch as some of these guys on their standards. Man, Boston's it or die. But I do know we had some breaking news, and Jones looks like his heart just broke. What went on, Sach? What's going on?
Breaking news: we got Jerry Jeudy traded to the Browns for a 2024 5th and 6th round pick. Breaking news: more trades happening in Broncos camp. ZJ, I'll take it to you. What do you think about that?
ZJ.
Good riddance. Thank goodness. Get him out of here. Didn't want him in the first place. Didn't want him this year.
Come on, dude.
Don't need that attitude here on the team. That's not what Denver's about. Get him out of here. It's about time. He could tweet about it all he wants.
Not Judge Judy.
Get him out. Don't need him.
So to my Denver peeps and obviously E, right? Our dude, did Denver just go from like a contender with Peyton to a rebuild in like one season? Is that what happened there? Like, with no cap room in a bad spot? Like, Sean Payton's gone in 2 years, bro. Like, he's gone.
He's gone in 2 years, and he took a house down to its foundation, and they got to rebuild it back up.
Yeah, he'll get through this year. May not make it through this year. I think
they had to give up a first-round pick for Sean Payton. I always forget that.
I love Sean Payton, but he's failed to evolve with the league. He's almost like a Belichick, but obviously it's tears down.
Him with those little ass lips of his, fucking little scrunchy.
I love him, but at the same time, I think Drew Brees covered a lot of that up, just like Brady covered.
Why are you looking at his lips?
Hey, hold up. Wait a minute. We got ZJ dancing in the floor.
It looks like he has no lips, bro.
And now Socks
looks like he has no fucking lips.
Hey, stop. Hey, but I think, man, it's fucking terrible, man. One of the most what do you say, stable franchises is like immediately unstable.
Yeah.
Unstable. So that's weird, man. But Russell Wilson, I think his career is done. I think he'll go somewhere and he'll bounce around maybe, but I think he's done. Jared Judy, they had to get rid of him. But yeah, it's going to be interesting, man. I don't know. What do they go do?
Real quick, we got 30 live viewers and listeners, guys, on today's show, the Parlay Show. Nice. Thank you. Shout out to all you guys. Be sure to give us a follow on all the social media accounts, guys. We toss out free sports picks every day. Every day. You don't have to do anything. You just have to follow the page on TikTok and Instagram. That's at The Bet Champ Show, guys. And E's picks will be coming out later today, as well as we got our parlay out. So for all the viewers and listeners, Sach, you just want to reiterate the parlay we got going right now before we wrap the show?
We got the 4-leg parlay tonight. We got it going. We're going. First game is going to be Creighton -1.5. That starts in about an hour and 15 minutes. So first leg, Creighton -1.5. The second leg is North Carolina +5.5. Then we got Brandon Pajemski, guard on the Warriors, over 11.5 points. And then Phoenix Suns +6.5. 4-leg parlay +1,000.
Did you?
There you go, guys. Get it while you can. Get those early odds. Even if you don't parlay them, be sure to put in some single bets for those too. Those are some great plays, as well as we'll get some more single bets for you guys out with ease plays coming out later today. And you can find those on the social media account, guys. We toss those every day, Monday through Friday, NBA player props, as well as ease, spreads, NCAA, and NBA. And we'll toss out some more picks this weekend. I know Whit and E are probably going to get a lot of Whit's got bangers for you guys possibly tomorrow and everything. So we'll see how that goes and whatnot. But appreciate all the live viewers and listeners. 30 of you guys here listening to talk, and we love to hear your comments and everything. If you put something in the chat, we're going to put you in the show. If you want to come on the show, guys, just send us a DM on Instagram, give us a follow. We will add you into the show. You can talk with us. We'll have some debates going your way. But hell of a show today, guys. Got a nice parlay going, good sports chatter amongst ourselves. And let's get some more money going this weekend. Roll into next week hot and whatnot, like we do. But that's it for today's show. We'll take a wrap there. We'll go around the room real quick. Anything left to be said? We'll start with Sach.
No, pretty much. E started us off good. E's record this week was unreal. It's been
10-4.
damn good over the last 2 weeks. So make sure to tune into the socials for E's picks, and then me and CJ throw out some every day on YouTube. No, I'm just excited. Glad to have the guys here. It was fun. I think the hinges went off on the show because we're all here now. So that was good to see. Appreciate you guys, and let's have a damn good weekend.
30 followers, man, that's awesome. I think the hinges went off the show because Sach was at like 0.04 still, and he got a little rowdy. But I love seeing Sach.
Little tidbit. I have to go pick up my car. I got to have ZJ go pick up my car because I left it there. Never drink and drive, ladies and gentlemen. Always Uber home.
Be responsible.
Have a friend take you home. ZJ's a real friend.
Can you imagine that car ride? I feel like it's gonna be like Days of Thunder, like fucking Tom Cruise and my man Rowdy in the car while they go there. And they both get 2 separate cars on the way back and race back. I feel like that's the kind of energy they got going today.
Yeah. So that'll be Sach's wisdom of the day. Never drink and drive. Always go the other way. Order, call a friend, and appreciate you taking to go get my car, CJ, after the show.
Was that you asking him, or?
Yeah,
no, we got it. What you got something? You got something to close the show, E?
Hey, just let's hit this parlay. Let's have a good weekend. Like you guys were saying, 10-4 in the week. I'll be back to this afternoon and tomorrow on the socials with a couple picks. It's going to be slow just because of conference play and these teams and the ones that didn't start yet. Some teams already solidified their spot in their conference. Others are fighting to get in. It's just really hard to handicap that when not everybody's playing at full strength. Looking forward to Monday's show. We could really break down that Judy trade a little deeper. I'm more so looking at how Cleveland, with the piece Cleveland got, than what Denver lost, because Denver's just in a rebuild where Cleveland is looking at a win now piece. So it's gonna be real interesting. Get it going. Let's get that bag. You know me. Yesterday's bets don't win today's money.
Absolutely.
100%, guys. There it is. That wraps up today's Bet Champ Show Parlay Builder, guys. Get it going. Get it good. Have a great weekend out there. Be safe. Have some fun. And we will catch you guys on Monday. Shout out to all the live viewers and listeners. You guys are great. And we will see you on the next episode. Peace.
Peace.